Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Fathir Nur Rahman. I'm from class 6A. On this beautiful occasion, I will explain what materials I learned in the language learning strategies course. So without further ado, let's get started. Chapter 1. Looking at language learning strategies. This opening chapter serves as a foundational introduction to the concept of language learning strategies. It lightly begins by exploring what language learning strategies are, defining them as specific thoughts, actions, or techniques learners use to improve their understanding, retention, and production of a second or foreign language. The chapter probably emphasizes that not all learners approach language learning the same way and that awareness of strategies can help improve outcomes. Furthermore, the chapter might highlight how learning strategies are influenced by learners' variables such as age, motivation, learning style, personality, and cultural background. It could also introduce how strategies can be taught explicitly with the support of instructors or developed over time through experience. The chapter sets the tone for the rest of the book, preparing readers to reflect on and improve their own learning strategies. Next, Chapter 2. Direct Strategies for Dealing with Language. The chapter explains three core subcategories. First, memory strategies, techniques for storing and recalling new vocabulary or structures. This may include grouping, imagery, rhyming, using flashcards, or associating words with physical objects or experiences. Second, cognitive strategies. This involves manipulating language directly through repetition, summarizing, translating, taking notes, and analyzing. Such strategies can help learners work on language structures and meanings through deeper processing. And for the last is compensation strategies. These are used when learners encounter gaps in their knowledge. They include guessing meaning from context, using synonyms or gestures, and asking for help. Strategies essential for maintaining communication despite limited proficiency. Next, Chapter 3. Applying direct strategies to the four language skills. Following the discussion of direct strategies, this chapter probably applies them specifically to the four fundamental language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The structure of the chapter may be organized by skill, showing how memory, cognitive, and compensation strategies are useful in different contexts. This chapter might stress the importance of strategy integration, showing that effective learners often use a combination of strategies to enhance performance. Next, Chapter 4. Indirect strategies for general management of learning. The three main types of indirect strategies explored in this chapter are: first, metacognitive strategies. These involve planning for learning, monitoring comprehension and production, and evaluating progress. Learners using these strategies might create schedules, set goals, or reflect on what techniques are working. And for the second is affective strategies. This focus on managing emotions, motivation, and attitudes. Strategies might include using relaxation techniques to reduce anxiety, giving oneself positive affirmations, or rewarding oneself for effort. And for the last is social strategies. This involves learning through interactions with others, such as asking questions, seeking feedback, or practicing with native speakers. They are particularly useful for developing communicative competence and cultural understanding. Next, Chapter 5. Applying indirect strategies to the four language skills. This chapter likely demonstrates how indirect strategies can be applied to listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Some likely examples include listening, planning for a listening task, example, activating prior knowledge, reflecting after a task. For speaking, using effective strategies to reduce nervousness before presentations. For reading, monitoring comprehension while reading, and identifying confusing parts. And for the last is writing, setting goals before writing, using peer feedback to revise work. Chapter 6. Language Learning Strategy Assessment and Training. This chapter most likely focuses on how to assess learners' strategy use and provide training to enhance strategy competence. Topics likely covered in this chapter include how to administer strategy inventories and interpret results. Second is how to diagnose learner needs and tailor instruction accordingly, and how to train learners through strategy instruction models, which is often involve raising awareness about strategies, demonstrating and practicing strategies in context, and last is encouraging self-reflection and evaluation. The chapter might also discuss challenges in strategy training, such as learners resistant to change, and offer solution or case study to show how strategy instruction has improved learning outcomes in real classrooms. Final chapter is about networking at home and abroad. The final chapter likely expands the learner's horizon beyond traditional classroom boundaries by emphasizing the importance of networking in language learning. This includes building social, academic, and professional connection that can support continued language development. Key points include first, building support networks, engaging with teachers, tutors, peers, and native speakers, and second, utilizing technology using language exchange apps, online communities, and social media to practice language skills. And the third is to study abroad and immersion programs, like discussing for benefits and strategies for maximizing language learning through real life cultural exposure. And for the last is creating a language rich environment at home, listening to music, watching films, reading news in the target language, or labeling household items. This chapter concludes with a motivational tone, reminding learners that language learning is a lifelong journey. By cultivating relationships and creating immersive experiences, learners can continue improving even after formal instruction ends. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you. And at the end, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.